Hi girls, all my girls. Just riding home from work. It is Monday, July the 6th. And it's funny, I've been thinking about all day what I wanted to talk about today. And I've gone back and forth, but I thought I would tell you a little bit about my grandparents. I was lucky enough to know both my grandmothers and my grandfathers when I was growing up before they died, and they are all dead now. But my mother's parents, that I called Mamaw and Papaw, were Jesse and Patty Lou Welch, and they were Mamaw Janet's parents. And I can just tell you what I remember of them, and then and what I remember, little bits and pieces when I was growing up. I remember I know that they did not have much money. They were quite poor when Mamaw was growing up, and then I think maybe later in life it was a little bit better, but I think they were quite poor. I remember when I was a little kid, sometimes my grandmother would watch Uncle Joel and me, and at one house that they lived in that I do have some memories of, like you could see there were some holes between the edge of the floor and the edge of the wall, like you could see outside into the from inside the house. And I think that house didn't even have indoor plumbing. At least that's how I remember it. I could be wrong, but I think they had an outhouse, and at night, if we stayed there, you had a thing called a honey pot that went underneath your bed. Basically, it was a pot that you went potty in at night, so you didn't have to go out the outhouse at night. But what I remember of Patty Lou was that she seemed to me to be a really good grandmother. And if you talk to Mamaw Janet about her, I think she will tell you that she was a really good mother. She always, seemed to take good care of us. And she was just nice. Oops, something's going on up here and I'm trapped in this lane. People, get your car off the road when you're broken down. Anyway, sorry girls. That was not road rage. That was just me, talking out loud about driving. So anyhow, now my grandfather Jesse, and I really liked that name. I really liked that name. But Jesse Welch. So he did several things that I can recall in his lifetime. But he was kind of a guy that kind of worked for himself and picked up odd jobs and did things, to make ends meet, but never, I don't think, was real successful at business, as it were. But he was, I don't know, he was the kind of guy that drove around in a pickup truck and wore cowboy boots. I do think that he had some experience with horses and worked with horses, and I think once he had a job where he got the contract with the county to mow ditches. I don't know. But again, he always seemed nice to us, and maybe that's the way grandpas are, but he always did seem nice, and he loved to watch westerns. Maybe you can have Jenny and your dad show you some westerns, like on TV, like here's some, they won't know any, but like Gunsmoke, Bonanza, Big Valley, and High Chaparral. Those are four of them that I remember. I did say Bonanza, right? I think so. Anyway, yeah, you should just have them, because at the time they seemed so good, but now they just seem kind of dumb. Another one was the Rifleman. That was his favorite, the Rifleman. So maybe y'all could look that up. I think some of them are on Netflix, and oh my gosh, oh holy cow. Sorry. Wow, you get quite an experience when you're driving along, talking, recording on the phone. That was one where a guy was turning off the road in front of me, and he almost just ran into another car that was coming the other way. Oh my. Okay, sorry girls. But anyway, yeah. So that was my grandparents on my mother's side, and I wish I could tell you a specific story about spending time with them, but I really don't have one. But I do. But I will tell you this: that it's one thing that I just don't know if I have that experience anymore, or that feeling, and that is that when I was growing up, we never lived in Alabama except for a year or two, and we this place in Alabama and my grandmother's house and my aunts and uncles, they all lived in a kind of close close to each other, and so that was always home to me, right? It was always exciting to go there, and like a place where you knew you belonged, and you were treated like you belonged there. So anyway, okay, so that's about the Welches, and tomorrow, if I remember, and if I'm not boring you with this, I will tell you a little bit about my Walker grandparents, okay? All right, thanks. Love you girls. Bye.